get into the pre-market movers and levels?
Okay, well, a bit of a minnow these days, but one we have mentioned on the company before, on the show before, I should say, is Arch Coal, ticker ACI in the US. $2.40 pre-market, up 5.26%. That's encouraging, but the big move came yesterday when the troubled coal miner surged 55% in hours when it announced it would work with its creditors and lenders to try and avoid bankruptcy. Now, it's been $10 in recent times, so there's still a long way to go, but it shows it's not dead in the water yet, perhaps. And then NetApp Inc., that's ticker NTAP in the US, $33.37 pre-market, up around 12%. And the reason for that big move is simply that the data software group beat estimates with its recent figures, showed margin strength, which hasn't been that common in the software sector over the last couple of earnings periods, and has given strong guidance going forward, and the market likes all of that, so up 12% and could well go higher during normal trade. And then in terms of levels to watch, cash equity levels first of all here in Europe, as we discussed, it's all a bit negative this week. But 63.36 is our new downside level in the FTSE, plays 64.05. I think you mentioned 6400 as a level to be beaten on the close, hopefully.
Yeah.
The DAX, we're looking now at 10,530 on the downside, plays 10,610 to the upside. Again, that looks a bit sickly as an index. Not that much change in the S&P. We just tighten our range slightly, or adjust it, I should say, for yesterday's trade, but 2070 now is the downside level to watch in the S&P, plays 2085 to the upside. For the Dow, the range has widened somewhat with inconclusive price action, but 17,280 now on the downside, plays 17,408 to the upside.
Massive divergence between the Europe and America at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely,
so something's got to give.
Well, it has. I mean, and I know this. People were flagging how much the internal market in the US is responsible for basically just about half of US corporate earnings, so they're somewhat insulated from the rest of the world, but they're not immune, and that's perhaps reflected in some of the currency movements. And once again, the euro has strengthened, so we're back against the dollar, so we're back to 111.23 now on the downside, and 111.90 is the upside level. Obviously 112.00 would beckon beyond that. The Australian dollar, though, has eased itself, I guess, on the China scenario. So 72.81 now is our downside level to watch in Aussie US dollar, while 73.18 is the upside. And then in terms of dollar yen, 123.70 now our downside level, so we've lost that 124 handle for the moment, and we play 124.18 on the upside. And cable hasn't been able to regain 157. We'll see if it can to finish the week, but 156.17 for the moment on the downside, plays 156.85 to the upside.